Hey folks, Deano here, and yes, apologies. This video, or the previous video on it, was supposed to go up at the weekend. I've been working constantly and didn't realise until recently that the entire file got corrupted and never got uploaded. So yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, let's just get on with the review, shall we? We're looking at something a little bit different today. This is the new Figma link from the Twilight Princess. Now, as you all know, I don't usually do Figma all that much, but Legend of Zelda is one of my favourite game series, and the Twilight Princess is one of my favourite designs for him, so I really couldn't pass this one up. So much so that I actually got the DX version, so yeah. But yeah, let's take a look at the box, shall we? Let me get that out of the way. So, Figma likes to number all the products, so this is number 320, the official Nintendo logo. 320, I think that means this is their 320th figure that they've actually designed, sort of thing. Link, Twilight Princess version DX edition, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, sculpted by Untitled. I apologise if I just butchered that name. And 2006 Nintendo, that must be when Twilight Princess came out. So yeah, nice little logo there. Got some pictures at the top. It's a little bit dusty because it's been sitting in this display area for a while. You've got some pictures in the back. It's a massive big box because it comes with a lot of accessories, being the DX version. But you can see a lot of the pictures there. Some gubbins in Japanese that we can't make out. And him firing an arrow with, I don't even remember that accessory, the beak mask. It does come with him. I have seen it, but I don't for the life of me remember ever getting it in the game. So yeah, apologies, I'm using a new chair and it's a bit noisy. So yeah, this is Link himself, and yeah, probably the best figure apart from the Attack on Titans that I have seen from Figma. They tend to be a bit hit and miss with some of their figures. Take a look at the Bruce Lee, for example. That was an abomination of nature. But yeah, let's take a look at his accessories. He comes with 8 hands, 4 pairs. Did you notice the jump cut, by the way? That's because I lost one of the fingers, one of the hands. I cannot talk tonight. But yeah, you've got 2 sort of regular grippy hands for the sword and shield. You've got 2 splayed open hands, 2 fist hands, and I believe these are unique to the DX version because they are for holding the bow and arrow, which is a really nice accessory. But yeah, I love this. I know I probably said it in the Attack on Titans video, but I mean, this little rack just makes it so convenient to store the hands without them disappearing into some void at the back of your couch. But yeah, I really like that. Let's see, what else do we have here, because I'm pretty sure all of these accessories are exclusive to the DX version. So yeah, it comes with his hook shot. I think it was it the hook shot or the claw shot in Twilight Princess? I'm not 100%. He comes with that. Quite easy to put on. You simply unclip that, slide the hand into the grip there, pops back on. Very nicely detailed. And this bit is obviously open. You can pop it off, and he comes with a separate piece. This unfortunately came broken in the package. One of the sort of claw parts was actually snapped off, so I've had to super glue it. A bit disappointing there. But yeah, totally interchangeable. It's got this little piece here, which can pop out, and if you want to put it on the end of the hook, you simply slot that piece in, and there you have that. Now you could, by all means, have him hanging against some sort of ledge, and just slot it through there. I'm not sure how much strain this would be able to take, seeing as how it broke off quite easily in the packing itself. But you can also put that little peg in and also attach the open piece to that. So a lot of different options there. He comes with this big massive ball and chain, which just slides into his hand, and this is a solid piece of plastic. This isn't hollow. This thing weighs a ton. And obviously, oops, that just fell. It comes with not one but two stands. It's hard enough to get Tamashii to give you one. Figma gave us two. So yeah, that piece can just plug in like that. But you also have this piece, which you don't get with many Figmas. That's actually two pieces in one. You've got this sort of angled piece. It's quite difficult to see because it's clear, which clips in like that. And the point of this is that you just sort of pop it in there and have Link holding it at the other end. So yeah, since I am now missing one of the one of the stands due to it falling, I will now quickly show you. There's a peg on the back, which just dead easy pops in. The tolerances on Figma are usually really good. Nothing's ever too tight or too loose. They definitely do quite well there. So yeah, but we're not done yet. This is turning out to be quite a long video because of the amount of accessories. You get the bow and arrow, sorry. The arrow just fits into the hole on this piece, just like so. It's a bit of a, well, it's actually not a bad fit. Very brittle though, I will say. And yeah, the reason the finger on this one is extended is so on the arrow he actually knocks it, because of course there's no rope on the bow, so you have to just make it look as if there is. It comes apart just there. You slide the hand in. I won't be showcasing like all of them on it, but take it from me, the bow and arrow is probably one of the best accessories in this set. And we're still not done yet, because he comes with the alternate hairpiece with the sort of bird-like mask. Doesn't fit all that well, I have found, so I'm not going to bother trying to put it on, but I will show you how the faces change over. And finally you have his sword that you basically use all the way through the game until you find the Master Sword. What is this called again? I had the name before I started, but unfortunately I can't remember. But yeah, really nice. The entire blade fits in there because, of course, their tolerances are so good that it won't chip the paint or anything. So yeah, that pops off like there, and you just slide the hand into it again. The only thing I will say about this is the actual sheath looks way too thick. Obviously because they had to make sure this didn't like lose any of its paint or anything like that. But they didn't have that problem with the Master Sword. I don't know, but it's a really nice sword anyway. And finally, you get an extra wrist peg if yours somehow breaks, which is very good. And finally, for the faces, yes, that is a lot of accessories. You get a gritting face, which is looking to this way, just ever so slightly, so it's best for the bow and arrow. And you've got a full-on screaming face, and finally, regular face that's on him in the backing. And the final two accessories are, of course, the Master Sword, looking really nice, in fact looking better than the original Master Sword that came with the Skyward Sword link, and also better looking shield. The shield works the same way as the first version, the Skyward Sword version, in that the sheath has a little sort of notch, and you swap over this piece to be horizontal instead of vertical, and it just slides onto his back. Doesn't work as well as the original, although the original didn't work that well either, because these are awful thick and the peg isn't long enough, so it sort of ends up either sticking out, being really loose like that, or you push it in so tight that this piece cracks, which has happened on my Skyward Sword link. So yeah, in terms of articulation, well, I suppose I should do details first. I think the only painted parts are the gold. The rest is all moulded plastic, well, apart from the straps. But yeah, there's nothing out of place. It's really nicely done. I would actually say nicer done than the Skyward Sword version, to be honest with you. But then they have had a few years to perfect the link design. So yeah, get back on. So yeah, in terms of articulation, you have a ball joint in there, which isn't always covered all that well, but I mean, it's good enough. Popping that up is good as well, so unhindered, totally unhindered. You do have a swivel there as well at the ball joint. Goes that far, even though it's a single peg. The wrists are sort of like not a mushroom peg, but just a standard one, but it does have a notch in it, so it kind of clips into place. Much better than their old design. I much prefer that. In terms of the head, which I completely forgot, his cap is articulated much better than the original. You can look down about that far, look up that far, although you do see into his innards. His ab crunch is alright forward. Back is hindered by the sword, but if you take that out of the way, he looks back really far. Does pop back down. He doesn't have pull down hips, but the skirt piece gets out of the way really well. That's how much you get for a single peg. And he has ankle pivot, decent back and front, not great, and toe articulation, which we all love. So yeah, just before we go, because this is getting quite a long video, that is how his face comes apart. Same design as Figma always go. They don't like using like pegs, they just use a big long piece. So yeah, what I'll do before we go is, where's his hands? Not his hands, his faces. Oh boy. For anyone wondering why I am struggling so much with this episode is because it's unbearably hot in the UK and Scotland right now. I mean, it's been about 26 degrees thereabouts. Some of you folks might be going, 26 degrees, that's absolutely nothing. But we don't have air conditioning or anything like that, and we're not used to this kind of weather in any way, shape or form. So we end up just crumpling into a big mess with them, with fans all round about us. Yeah. We in the UK love the heat, but when it comes, we just want to stay cool, and we moan about it constantly. So, yeah. Same in winter. We love snow, but the minute we get some, we curse it so much it doesn't appear for another like 5 years. But yeah. So yeah, just before we go, I know this is going on, here he is compared to the original. None of the parts are reused, and like I said before, they do look better than they did originally. So yeah, until next time guys, I shall see y'all later.